Alright, so this week I want to talk a little bit about some of my insights on tricep training. But first I want to show you this. This is kind of what, this is a 3-day supply here of, we got ground beef here, and then I have ground turkey here. So what I do usually is cook this up and lasts me about 3 days, but sometimes to save time I'll do like, both at the same time, but I'll cook the beef with some eggs. What I do is I cook it. This is kind of like a pre-cook, so I'll put butter in the pan, and then I'll put the beef in there, and then the ground turkey, and then I'll put these in plastic containers, and I'll put them in the refrigerator. And when I want a piece, say I take some of the ground beef out and put it in the microwave with some broccoli and cook that again, and then I take it out and I'll cook the eggs separately and put it together, and it's pretty good. But anyways, I thought I'd show you that. It's not really on the topic, but I thought I'd show you that. One of the things I forgot to add with the biceps, people always say, what about the 21 guns? Well, 21 guns is when you do you grab like a cable and you do 7 reps like this, which is the lower motion of the curl, and then you do within the same set, you immediately go into 7 reps in the top range, and after you do that you go into 7 reps at the full range. It's just too much for the biceps to handle. It's too much, it hurts too bad, it's too hard to focus on it. It's just something that I wouldn't recommend doing. I tried it for a while, and in fact it's the exercise I started with on biceps. But now I just try to do 15 reps and of a basic curl, but just really try to focus on keeping the arm, perpendicular to the ground, and just really focusing on the bicep, and not trying to, bring it up like that or use momentum, but really just trying to focus in on the bicep and make it work. And then that's all you need. 12, 15 reps of that. You don't really need to do 21 of all these different things and cause all this kind of pain, because the main thing is just to keep the focus on the bicep, and when it hurts like that, you tend to get sloppy no matter what. Alright, now back to the topic, triceps. Triceps are everybody's favorite muscle, right? But really what I try to do with the tricep, it's not any different than, I try to hit one muscle group per week, once per week. So the tricep is really no different than anything else. But what I try to do is balance it between doing chest and also shoulders, because when you do shoulders, you're going to be doing a lot of pressing. So that involves the triceps quite a bit. Same with bench press. You're going to be hitting the triceps when you do a bench press. So when I first started training, I did chest, then I do triceps maybe a couple days later or the day after. Then I do shoulders, not far after that, and it's just hitting the triceps too much when you do that. So now, since I do chest and back always on the same day, I'll take 2 days off, and then damn it. Alright, let me try that again. I always screw up something. So, what I was saying is, I do chest and back in the same day, and then the next day I train quads, but, so I'm not hitting any upper body on that day. Then I take the next day completely off, I don't go to the gym. Then I come back and I'll train shoulders first, and then almost every time I train now, I always do shoulders first, and then I do triceps afterwards. So I try to keep shoulders within a half hour, and then I'll come back and do some presses or whatnot for the triceps. But I always do them in the same day, because then I hit biceps the next day, and then I can take 3 days of recovery for the triceps before I hit chest again. So that gives a lot of time for them to rebuild, so to speak, and recover. And that's what seems to work the best for me. But with the triceps, what I try to do is I aim for 15 reps, just the same way with biceps. I aim for 15 smooth reps Try to keep it, somewhere along that range to where you keep the constant tension. And some of the exercises, like if I grab a cable and I'm going up overhead, sometimes it just doesn't feel right unless I'm hitting maybe 21 reps or so. Maybe not more than that, but maybe 21. And it seems like a lot, but if you keep your rest periods down and you keep the motion going, it doesn't really take that much time. But I kid you not, the best tricep exercise. One time I was visiting my parents in college, and I didn't have any weight equipment, and I wanted to train some triceps. So what I did was I put 2 chairs together, and I did an exercise called a bench dip. And I had done them before, but I did like 5 to 10 sets or something like that. I did a ton of them because that's the only thing I had. But if you go to Google or Yahoo and you type in bench dip for triceps, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, I'll show you. Okay, so hopefully I don't fall on my ass when I do this. But so you take 2 chairs, and if I'm in the gym, usually I want to elevate my feet maybe at a 40 to 45 degree angle just to give it a little bit more leverage. You can also put a weight on your lap. But 2 chairs, if that's all you got, put your feet up, and then kind of just lower yourself down to where your back is just barely hitting the front of the bench or the chair, and then just push yourself up and do smooth reps like that, and you can feel the tension in that outer head of the tricep. So do like 21 reps of that or so, but with that exercise you can really feel it in the outer head of the tricep. So it's a really great exercise. And yeah, I just watched the movie The Conjuring, so I'm kind of freaked out because for one, I was scared, and I'm hoping that when I watch this video that I don't see any kind of like ghosts or anything in the background, which would totally freak me out. But anyways, for triceps, yes. Sometimes if I miss a workout and I'm trying to save time or trying to cram a workout in here or there, I'll do biceps and triceps together, maybe one right after the other, or I'll superset them. Do a bicep exercise and then follow it with a tricep. But I really don't hardly ever do that. I like to do shoulders and then triceps just because of all the pushing motion. Doing shoulders, triceps, and chest all together in the same day, I tried that, but it's just too much. So my workout program now is triceps, shoulders, and then triceps. And I've been doing it for a while, and it's just the way I like to group it. I've thought about different ways to break it up, but I always end up going back to that, and that's what I seem to get the best results from, and probably what I'll stick with for as long as I continue to train, which will be forever. But anyways, that's all I have for triceps. Just keep the motion smooth and try to keep that tension constant. So, something like that. Just keep that going. One last thing for the triceps is that the outer head, the part of the tricep that sticks out, that's really good for like a reverse grip. So, you can grab a bar like this with your hands level, or straight down like a hammer curl with a rope or something, or you can do it at different varying degrees of angles. But if you do it with the wrist all the way turned like this, and grab a cable or handle and pull it down, it's really going to hit that outer portion of the tricep. So that's a really good way, if you keep the tension tight, to bring that out and just bring out some extra definition on there. And usually with the hands straight out or with the bench dip, it's going to hit this part of the tricep, which is the long head or whatever they call it. But anyways, that's all I got for triceps. One of my hillbilly rednecks is shooting fireworks right now. Anyways, I always forget one thing. What I wanted to mention about the triceps is the same principle applies when you're doing biceps. You want to keep your upper arm perpendicular to the ground so that the tension is always on the peak of the bicep. So, when you're doing a curl, you try to keep this part of your arm, your upper arm, perpendicular to the ground. And that's really where the main focus is. You try to keep that locked in, and if you tilt back a little bit, that's not really that big of a deal, but you don't want to be moving this around. That same principle applies to the triceps, except you're pushing down, or if you're laying on a bench and you're doing dumbbell presses skull crushers with a bar, you want to keep your arm, again, perpendicular to the ground. So if you're doing a rope press down, you know, you would do it to where that is just like that. So that keeps the tension on the outer portion of the tricep. And that's going to build that out just like it does with the bicep when you're doing a curl. But I wanted to throw that in because that's kind of where you try to keep the focus when you're doing a tricep exercise. If you're laying on a bench, doing a skull crusher or whatnot. But that's what I wanted to add with that.